Welcome to Digital Marketing Europe. Very excited for the second half of today. I'm Katie Stoddart. I'm your host for the Search World Track today. This morning we had wonderful speakers, Dixon Jones, Dan Taylor, and Grijus Mokunas, and we covered many different topics in terms of SEO. And now we're going to go a bit more into sort of Google campaigns and comprehensive analysis. So do you know, for example, if you're using the right campaigns, parameters to measure your campaign ads? Is this something you've thought about? Have you looked into it? And this session will cover the optimal way to build a comprehensive analysis from which sites to target all the way to the optimal frequency of campaigns. So lots of different key parameters here to take into account. Our next speaker is the CEO of New Age. He's an experienced digital specialist who worked in the marketing industry, specialized in advertising, data analysis, analytics, market research, both in B2B and B2C. Please show a warm welcome right in the chat. If you're feeling excited, show a very warm welcome to Oleksandr Rolskyi. Hi, Alexander.
Yeah, thanks.
How are you?
Guys, let's can start. Today we will talk about comprehensive analysis. Katie, thanks for such comprehensive introduction. I will share my experience and the experience of my team, how we measure, optimize, display, and brand awareness campaign. Because if you talk about performance campaigns, everything is clear: how to optimize them, how to measure success, etc. But if you're talking about brand awareness campaigns, big campaigns, it's not so clear. So let's start. Katie has made introduction. I will not waste too much time for it. You can find me by in LinkedIn or Facebook. Let's move on to our agenda. Today I will start from the point about us, about my agency, and about Google Marketing Platform, because I'm not sure that everyone knows about this ecosystem and how New Age connected with it. Then we will talk more about comprehensive analysis. I will share how it works, what you need to have to provide such kind of analysis, and in general, high level definition of this stuff. And then we will deep dive to optimization, how optimize your brand awareness campaign by several parameters, like Katie mentioned in their introduction, like audiences, frequency, creatives, geo, media, like etc. And in the end, I will share with you our separate analysis, which can answer your question, how to understand what is the difference between users who saw ads and did not see it. So let's move on about New Age. New Age is a digital agency. We are from Kiev. We have a really tough previous year. I will share a little bit more about it. But in general, we have 25 specialists and provide digital services, all connected with performance and brand awareness campaigns. But our focus, and we pay attention a lot for analysis part, for numbers, metrics, and we have our comprehensive analysis, and it's a topic of my pitch today. And our mission is to grow martech technologies to effectiveness and transparency. Also, at this screen, you can see our clients. Most of them probably some of them really specific for Ukrainian market, but majority of them are global clients. But as I mentioned before, we have really tough previous year due to a full-scale invasion in Ukraine, and after 24th of February, we rebuilt, as I can say in this way, our agency, because we mostly focused right now on European market. We work mostly with agencies because in Ukraine, in our homeland country, we work with direct clients. Yes, in Europe, we have a strategy when we help European agencies with Google Marketing Platform, with GA4, etc. And we spent a lot of time and resources in previous year to find our partners. We sent more than 7,000 contacts, got 1,000 answers, have a lot of meetings, and in general, it led us to the situation when right now 70-80% of our income from West markets, from Europe, USA as well. And we are lucky ones because we before the war we had experience in a Google Marketing Platform. We know a lot about DV360, Campaign Manager, Search Ads 360, etc. And it helped us to find partners, to find agencies who are looking for such kind of skill set. And also, Google helped us with the Google Analytics Universal Sunset. And as far as we have an analysis team, also we can provide services with GF4. And right now we continue growth and hiring even right now, and I'm really proud of it. Also, at this slide, you can see our partners in Europe, all of European and not only European agencies. And thanks for our partners for great collaborations. Um, and about Google Marketing Platform. We are Google Marketing Platform certified agency since 2019. We have a lot of certified specialists in our adaptation period. When we have a new team member, we have key performance indicator for them to become certified specialist. Focus of our work is campaign manager, DV, search ads, and Google Analytics, but also we have certified specialist in Google Tag Manager and Creative Studio as well. And also we have one GMP certified trainer. It's me, and I have some, mark from Google that I have enough experience and presentation skills to present opportunities of this system. Uh, in 2 words about Google Marketing Platform. I'm not sure that everyone knows about it, but in general, all the marketing specialists, if we're talking about Google, use Google Ads, Google Analytics, Google Tag Manager, maybe Google Optimize. And it's common tools which everyone marketing specialist use. But if you're talking about GMP, about Google Marketing Platform, it's an ecosystem which consists of a lot of tools. Today we will talk more about Campaign Manager and DV360, and I will share how to use this tool to optimize your campaigns. But also, if you need consultation, training about another tools from this ecosystem, we are ready to share our experience. Comprehensive analysis. Let's talk about it. Today, I will share how our approach, how we measure display campaigns, but let's talk about in general digital mix. You probably, all of you know this framework called Neutral Hot Audience or See Sync to Care framework. And if we divide digital tools by levels, we see that in the bottom of a funnel, we mostly use performance tools like search ads, teasers, SMM, email, etc. And if I mentioned before, it's easy to measure, to understand what works okay, what works bad for us, for our campaigns. But if you talk about display ads like banners, video, branding, rich media, mostly digital specialists analyze and measure this campaign on really on high level basics like reach, frequency, clicks, CTR, click-through rate, something about it. And in general, how default marketing specialists analyze effectiveness of brand awareness campaigns. First of all, by dynamics of branded or not only branded search traffic, yes, and it's logic to wait some increasing in brand search after display campaign. Also, second one, it's some comparison year to year, months to months, in general, period to period. Also, if you run your campaign in Google and you have opportunity to run search insights, it also could help you to understand effectiveness of your campaign, influence of your campaign. But I will be honest with you that mostly of specialists analyze display campaigns like by gut feeling, only by some guesstimate, and it's probably okay, but it could lead us to the situation when client ask questions like in this quote that display ads doesn't work, better to run more performance ads, we don't have conversions, display ads, YouTube ads too expensive, where are all our clicks, etc., etc. And to avoid such kind of situation, we spent a lot of time with campaign manager, and we have our comprehensive analysis. It consists of 4 pillars. It's quality control to check that everything is okay with your campaign in general, with settings, with fraud traffic, etc. It's media indicators. It's all about reach, frequency, all media metrics that we could have. And today I will not spend a lot of time at these pillars because it's not probably topic of this presentation. Mostly I will concentrate on response to advertising and give an understandings how to understand actions of a user who see our ads. Also, we have agile, yes, it's really great that we have a lot of data, blah blah blah, but we need to get this data really fast to make some optimization campaign during the campaign and not after it. And if we talk about response to advertising, how in general mostly you can analyze effectiveness. Let's imagine that we have some display campaigns. To simplify, let it be flight on YouTube. You run campaign on YouTube, big campaign, and you show some ads, make impressions, reach. After this, user click to your ad, go to website or app, and make some conversion. But if we are clever marketing specialists, we understand that it's not full funnel, because if user right now watching YouTube, eat some sandwich and try to watch some, I know, interview, movie, TV show, etc., this user will not go to your site and make conversions. Why? Because these users don't want to do it right now. Maybe after some period of time, he will come back to a client site and make some conversions. And for this, we can track by campaign manager, Google Campaign Manager, post view actions. It's actions when user see some ads, not click on them, but after 1 day, 2 days after contacting with ads, come back to site and make some conversions. And also we have cross-device data. It's probably clear from the naming. It's actions from a user who, for example, see ads on YouTube on their smartphones or even smart TV, yes, and then make conversions on from desktop. And if we talk about our experience, our campaigns, we see that share of post-view and cross-device actions more than 70-80%. And if we go to conversion stage, add to cart stage, share of post queue and cross device actions even higher. And that's why my probably main recommendation: please don't do your conclusions about campaign by click-through rate, by clicking, by clicks, because it's only small part of your actions from your user. Also, probably I need to mention that about terminology. Yes, we have post-click, post-view actions. Probably you could hear about it like click-through or view-through actions, but doesn't matter. It's probably question of a naming. Um, and then we go to the question how we can optimize campaign by this data, because it's great that we have a lot of post cross device actions. We understand that user journey is more complicated than only clicking on ads, but how we can use this data to optimize campaign. And we have several approaches. First of all, it's what is the effective targeting tools, audiences for your campaign. If we imagine a situation when we run campaign on YouTube, Facebook, etc., probably you don't run your campaign only, with targeting by geo and age and I know gender. Probably you test some hypotheses with custom affinity audiences, custom intent, similar audiences, lookalike, etc., etc. In our cases, when we run campaigns with our clients, we use more than 30, 40 segments in our campaign to with goal to understand what works better for our ads, for our campaign. And I right now I speak only about Google Ads, but also we can run campaign on Facebook, Bing, etc., on some direct placements, programmatic platforms, etc. And how we do it. In our case, this is our client Citrus. On this screen, you see histogram when you see our digital mix divided by instruments, by tools. We run bumper ads on YouTube, in-stream ads on YouTube, banners, some direct video, and branding. And on this screen, you see only click data, only let it be click-through rate. And we see that on YouTube, as we mentioned before, as we discussed before, we don't have a lot of, we see only several clicks because let's be honest, average clicks rate on YouTube something about I know 0.2 even percent, not 2%, 0.2. But and not clever marketing specialists could make conclusions that we don't need to run YouTube ads because we don't have a result from them. But if we add post-view data and then cross-device data, we see that effectiveness is really different, change, and we see that bumper ads, in-stream ads also could work, and that's why please don't analyze your campaigns by click-through rate, by clicks. If you don't have opportunity to provide such kind of analysis, probably the best way for you is to analyze your campaign by some media metrics like reach, cost per mile, cost per click, something about it. But if you need to more deeper analysis of your campaign, you can try to such kind of analysis. Next question: how to optimize it? And we have two probably ways how to optimize such kind of campaign. On this screen, you see targeting segments from the previous slide, but from the high performance segments to the lowest ones. Yes, and probably the easiest way which we can do is to increase budget on targeting which works better. But we understand that probably this targeting it's really narrow because it's hot audience. It's probably remarketing, lookalike, something about it. And I suppose that we need to consider and think about what we need to do with tools, with targetings, which works right now not so great. Maybe we need to change creative. Maybe we need to change our frequency capping, etc., etc. And next one, analysis could help you with it. It's frequency capping. Um, it's really important ones because clients often could ask us, guys, how often we need to show our ads, one time per campaign, or I know on other hand, I know 50 times per campaign. And it's really interesting how to do it. And we have approach how to analyze our campaigns through campaign manager and answer it through data. It's our client Allo is biggest one Ukrainian e-commerce, and we have our analysis. I probably will not go through all points. You can read it on a screen, but the main point which I want to mention is that it's really important to understand what effective window of frequency in your campaign. In this case, we see that we have 2.7 million users who see our ads one time per campaign. And conversion rate to a site, 7.3. And we see that we have, for example, on the other hand, 7,000 something about it users who see our ads 4 times per campaign. And we see that conversion rate in this case higher, and it's more effective frequency for us. The next steps is to understand cost per action on each frequency, and it's easy if you have data through Google Campaign Manager. If you're talking about effectiveness, about results, we see budget savings in 10% in this campaign, and conversion rate increasing in 17%. For a law, for big e-commerce, it's really great numbers. And also, it's important to analyze it not only on high level on a total of your campaign, but for your YouTube ads and for example, banner ads, display ads, you need to use different strategy of frequency because video has more influence to a user, and probably you need to less contacts than banner ads. And you can answer for you and for your clients which one frequency is effective for your campaigns. Next one is geo. How to define a geo which works best for you. Through Google Campaign Manager, you can download data with post view and cross device in deviation by region. For example, in Ukraine, we have 24 regions and Crimea, and effectiveness in each region really different. And you can use this data in your strategy, in your media planning, because you can divide your digital split, divide your budget more probably carefully and correctly, because you understand which region has more brand awareness, more purchase intent, and etc. And increase budget in the region, for example, which performs not so best right now. If we're talking about effectiveness, decreasing in budget savings in 10%. Next one question is creatives. As far as you know, creatives is a king because you can have really great media planning. You can have a really great strategy. Everything in your campaign, but if your creatives is sucks, you can waste your budget. You can waste your budget. And with Campaign Manager, you can and comprehensive analysis, you can really fast analyze effectiveness of your creatives if you have enough data, and you understand effectiveness not only by clicking of your ads, but also have user react your ads by seeing it, and then come back to site and make some conversions. And it's really really important because as we mentioned before, display ads not worked directly. You need to understand full user journey of your client. Also, it's important that then in a Campaign Manager you can track such metrics like viewability. If you don't track viewability, I really recommend you to do it, because it allows you to understand how many users really see your ads, not only how many impressions you make during your campaign. Next one question and method of analysis is response lag, and it's an answer to a question when you need to contact with your audience. Let's imagine that we have two clients. First of all, it's OLX, it's e-commerce platform, really, really big. And on this histogram, you can see, first of all, deviation between post view and cross and post click data, and we see that post view is approximately 96%. But we see in case of OLX that majority of your actions during first and second day after contacting with ads. Yes, and in another case, we have security system Ajax, when we have really long tail of between user see ads and then come back to site, because it's not simple product, because user needs more time to understand that he needs a security system. Or for example, we have BMW as a client, and you probably understand to buy BMW card, it's not easy decision, it's not a decision for one day. Or for other hand, we have restaurant pizza, and it's really a majority of cases when users see ads, understand that he is hungry, and then go to the site right away and make some conversion. And through this data, you can understand how when you need to contact with your user. Because if we're talking about frequency, it's two questions. First of all, how much? And we have this analysis, yes, about frequency, yes. And also, you need to understand how often you need to contact with your users. One time per day, one time per week, three times per week. I know 10 times per month. And it's also really important because without understanding of it, your digital strategy in the meaning of brand awareness ads, it's like guesstimate. Probably I need to contact four times per week. Why four times per week? And my opinion, I suppose that we need to be more probably data oriented and answer to these questions with help of such kind of a data. Also, we have really great post-campaign analysis opportunities. I will not spend a lot of this time, because it's a huge topic, and I can speak about it a lot. And after presentation, you will have my contacts, and if we have more time, and you will have response demand for it, I can share in a separate presentation each kind of analysis. But today I want to share with you about media effect analysis. Why? Because it's really great chance to understand what's going on with campaign and explain client answer for this question. Um, it's really great that we have a lot of data about our campaigns, post view, post click, cross device, etc. We understand that a lot of users see our ads and then come back to a site without clicking, etc., etc. But client could ask you that, guys, we spent a lot of money for our brand awareness campaign, our YouTube campaign, Facebook campaign, etc. And you say that we have a lot of this post view and cross device actions. It's great, but what if these users come to our site even without contact with our ads, by search ads, by some direct traffic, etc., etc.? And it's really a great question, and we have opportunity to answer for it. I will try to, in long story short, in 2 words, explain how we work with it. During our display campaigns, we track all our impressions by campaign manager in one hand, and in another hand we have Google Analytics. And if we transfer such metrics like client ID in Google Analytics, then we can collect this data in Google BigQuery from Google Analytics and Google Campaign Manager, and then set 2 conditions for a data. First of all, that user ID or client ID of your Google Analytics or CRM is equal to user ID in Campaign Manager, and we can compare these users. And then second condition that first of all, user need to contact with ads, and then visit website. And it allows us to divide audiences by 2 cohorts, two I know two brackets. First of all, users who contacted with advertising and not contacted. And it allows us to understand what is the uh, conversion rate or CPA or another one, key performance indicators, but in this case it's conversion rate. What is the effectiveness of a user who did not see ads, our display ads, during the campaign, and then compare it with users who seen our ads during the campaign. And then we compare, simple step, we compare one cohort with another, and in general understand what is the influence of our display ads, because we see this lift. It's probably a little bit similar to YouTube brand lift, yes, or DU360 brand lift, but in more not but in more data and number oriented way, because we see the difference between for example, paid search. Yes, we see that users on 13% effective who seen our ads during the campaign, and in total in this case we see increasing in 12%. For prom, it's also Ukrainian e-commerce, probably one of the biggest ones. It's really huge number. Yes, definitely, if we're talking about more if you're talking about smaller brands, probably this we are waiting for highest numbers in increasing, but for Prom UA, it's really great numbers, and it's really great that we have opportunity to track this data campaign by campaign and understand that probably, for example, if we don't see such kind of increasing in effectiveness, we understand that something we do wrong. So we need to change something in our campaign, and probably deep dive to our campaign in the type of analysis which I mentioned before, like creatives. Maybe we need to change our call to action, price, product, etc., change our frequency, so on and so on. And in simple words, in 2 words, what you need to make such kind of analysis, nothing special, nothing. It's not rocket science. First of all, you need to transfer your client ID in Google Analytics. You need to collect this data. And it's would be really nice if you have some window of measuring this data because you have some historical data. Second one, it's campaign tracking by Google Campaign Manager. And after this, you will have opportunity to compare this data with your Google Analytics. Third one, it's probably database skills and in general, one specialist who can work with BigQuery, not so complicated and special. It's as I mentioned before, not rocket science. But the main probably point that you need to have, it's your desire to try to understand what's really going on with your campaign. And last but not least, I want to mention about collecting data because, as I mentioned before, it's really great that we can measure a lot. But it's really important to measure it during the campaign right now in real time. And if you use Campaign Manager and BigQuery Python, you can collect all of your data really fast. It's example of our, I know, reporting ecosystem, and it lead us for such kind of dashboard, and we track all of analysis which I mentioned before, like frequency capping, audiences, creatives during the campaign in real time, and our specialist or client specialist could can make some optimization during the campaign. Our next step is to make it in more probably algorithmic way when we collect data in BigQuery and then transfer it directly, for example, in Google Ads and system change campaign in real time mode. Also, at this screen, you can see link to this dashboard, and you can familiarize yourself how we work with it, how our dashboard looks like, and probably ask us some questions. Um, in the end, key takeaways. First of all, my main recommendation, please don't analyze your brand awareness campaigns only by click, only by simple data, because it leads you to the really wrong decision making. And please don't do it. I really believe that it's not a great way for you. And if you have opportunity to track your campaign and have and when I speak about opportunity, it's not about, I know, money or something complicated. It's only about your desire and and specialists. Probably you need to have a specialist who work with campaign manager. Yes, and after it, you will have opportunity to track and optimize campaigns by parameters which I mentioned in this slide. Also, on the right side, after our presentation, when you will have access to pitch deck, you will have opportunity to click to full guide of comprehensive analysis. We shared step by step how you can do it. Also, I mentioned about quality control, and we share our checklist with more than 200 parameters like fraud traffic, viewability, viewership, etc., and we are open and we can share this with you. Also, we share some case studies, and you can see how it works with real clients. And thanks for your attention. I really appreciate that you spent approximately 40 minutes with you, and I can share with you some welcome bonus. You can choose one of these slides, one point from this slide. First of all, if you are ready to start such kind of analysis, we can help you with Floodlight Pixels setup through Google Campaign Manager. And after this, you will have opportunity to analyze such kind of a data. Second one option is if you have ready to go campaign manager installation in your campaign, we can provide initial analysis of your campaign by metrics like I mentioned in my presentation. And also, as I mentioned before, we are a GMP certified agency, and we can share one 60-minute consultation about other GMP tools like search ads, Google Analytics 360, DV 360, Creative Studio, etc., etc. You can find me on LinkedIn or Facebook by my contacts, Oleksandr Rolskyi, or you can contact us via QR code or this email info@newage.agency. Guys, thank you for your attention, and I'm ready to answer your question. In general, thank you. Do business with Ukrainians. It's really important for us nowadays, and we are ready for it because we are have enough experience and skill set for make really great results and campaigns. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much. That was so in depth. I took lots of notes again from all
Yeah,
the
great.
different parameters, placements, frequency gap, geography, creatives, response lag, but also what you were talking about in terms of the warm audience and cold audience. And yes, and so the link that you shared also for people who are then watching the replay, they can send your questions there, right?
Sure.
Their questions there. Amazing. What's the number one mistake that you see when people try and start measuring by clicks? Is that the number
Yeah,
one
yeah,
mistake?
probably first one. The second one, I see a lot of examples when clients can run really huge campaigns with, I know, uh, dozens of millions of euros in Google Ads with really too much simple strategy like 1854 age female, something about this, and don't divide your digital mix by opportunities which Google Ads and Facebook and DV 360 gives to us, like custom affinity audiences, custom intent, remarketing, lookalike, etc., etc. Something like this.
Nice, nice. Well, there was a lot of things here, a lot in depth. I think people might come back to you with questions,
Sure,
but very
I'm
great
really
of you
open
to
to it.
share the slide also, and a very sort of 360 approach to the different ways of looking at this. So thank you so much. It was super insightful. There were people
Thanks.
writing in the chat when you were blocking the slides, can we move you to the side? So people were attentive, but they're just processing the information. And yes, so thank you so much. For those watching, please check New Age, connect with Oleksandr on LinkedIn, ask him any questions that come up after this presentation. And thank you so much for being here today. And stay tuned for the last session. Thank you so much,
Bye
Oleksandr.
bye.
Stay tuned for the last session of today on this track with Leonardo Oliveira on choosing your tech stack. So thank you so much, and see you all for the next session.
This is all we got. Remember the revolution in our minds. This is all we got. Lock me out of this life institution. I am angry and high on illusions. Yes, I hate, but it's not a solution. Try my best, but I'm just a human. Oh, we don't need to say we're sorry. We don't need to worship ever stars. We don't